First off, how frustrating is it to play as well as you did, to have a game like that and fall just short like you did against Texas Tech?
Any close loss like that's obviously very tough on the team, regardless of how I played or anybody else played. At the end of the day, we're just trying to walk away with a win, and obviously we didn't do that, and those close ones hurt just a little bit more.
What kind of a luxury was it to have this week off where you can watch some football, and do you get anything from just like watching other quarterbacks? I'm sure you watch UCF, but what all did you do on Saturday?
Yeah, obviously just watched a lot of games, watched a lot of football over the weekend, and really just seeing how many things can happen in college football, which is crazy. Obviously, a ton of upsets. It can go either way depending on who comes out to play that day and who wants it more. So obviously, I think we can learn from that and a bunch of other teams as well, and just come out there and as prepared as we can be and see what happens.
Coach Satterfield brought up how much the 10-second runoffs, the injury runoffs, kind of impacted the last drive and his plan. How did that kind of teach you about how you have to be able to roll with the punches and how you have to be able to adjust on the fly, basically?
Yeah, obviously, whenever you have 30 seconds taken off the clock from whenever you started, it's obviously, a little bit of a disadvantage. But, I think we did a good job of, still moving the ball and still finding a way, even through the adversity of that. And, I think it was really good to see, and I think we can build off that going forward.
Do you watch the Storm at all, or you just focus on football? And I know you have an entourage that normally comes to.
One of my buddies back in high school was always the weatherman of our friend group, so I usually left that to him. Still have not gotten too much into it. Obviously, I know that the hurricane is a very big deal, and a lot of families and places are getting affected by it. So, prayers out to them. And, if we're able to play on Saturday, I'm very excited about that. But obviously, we're preparing like we are playing on Saturday. So if anything changes or happens, we're obviously willing to go with the flow. But, we're preparing like we're playing on Saturday.
It looks like things are opening up quite a bit more for Jamoy and Tony. Does it feel like that's a result of how much success that Joe and Xavier have had, and now those two guys really kind of are finding a little bit more open space because of it?
Yeah. I think even whenever, teams aren't just doubling Xavier or Joe, or if they even are, I think Jamoy and Tony have been really good at getting open and finding ways. Even Sterling has done a great job whenever he's in, of just, finding ways to get the ball and finding ways to create space and separation. So, obviously Xavier and Joe have been doing amazing things, but like you just said, Jamoy and Tony and Sterling are also, finding ways to get open and get the ball.
Is there still another level to be unlocked? Because there's been injuries at the slot position. Like, you haven't even really kind of worked that position in as much as we saw throughout camp. So is there still another level this passing game could take?
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Obviously, it's tough. Just injuries throughout the year, they're going to happen. But especially to our slot position right now, we're down right now. So, continuing to find ways to just get those guys the ball throughout the games and throughout the rest of the season. So I think it'll be, we'll find out if there is another level to be unlocked. But I definitely think we're going to try to get those guys the ball.
Are there a couple of quarterbacks in the National Football League that you take note of and maybe watch some film and try to diagnose?
Obviously Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, just those three guys I really try to study their game. And obviously I'm a Cowboys fan, so I like to watch Dak too. He can spin it around a little bit. So really just watching those guys and trying to take little bits and pieces of each of their game.
Texas Tech was your first game back in Texas, your home state. What did it mean to you to play a game back in your home state?
It was awesome. Obviously, playing in Indiana, I didn't get to go back down to Texas. So once I came over here, knowing that I would be going back down to Texas, it was definitely a big opportunity for me, just to get to go back down there and see some family and friends. So it was good to see all of them there and, play a game there.
How confident are you that the running game can get back going? Because last game, you were pretty much the running game.
Yeah, obviously Texas Tech did a great job of stopping the run, but we got to find ways to push through that, and I think we will. Obviously our running backs, I've said it all along that I feel really good about them, and anytime we can turn around and get the ball to those guys, I feel really good about it. So we'll figure it out, and we'll find a way to get back on track.
Flash forward to UCF, obviously their defensive line there, led by Lee Hunter there in the defensive front. Haven't really gotten many pressures on the quarterback yet this year. Talk about what you see from that UCF defense on tape so far.
Still a really good defense. Obviously, they probably haven't gotten the amount of pressures that they want. or the amount of sacks that they want, but they are still very talented and know that they can definitely affect a game. So we just have to take care of business and do what we do, and I think we'll be all right. But, their defense looks really good on tape.
Cool. Any other questions? Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks, Brendan. Appreciate it.